Good day, doctor and fellow friend. Today I will presenting assignment 1 for the course KNU 1033 Energy, Environment and Society. The focus of this presentation is on environmental case study and wastewater treatment. This work was prepared by Teknik Akma Ujang and myself, Felix Anak Nyambung. I will start with section A, which analyzes the major environmental disaster known as the Sungai Kimkin toxic pollution incident. Introduction to the incident. So what happened? The main problem was illegal dumping. Someone threw chemical waste into the river. When the chemical touched heat and water, they released toxic fume into the air. These chemicals were very dangerous, containing things like methane and benzene. This happened in Pasir Gudang, Johor. It started on March 6, 2019. A few days later, on March 11, it got much worse because the poisonous gas spread to more area. Who got hurt? The victims were mostly children and school staff. Students at SK Taman Pasir Puteh were the first to faint because their school was very close to the river. Because of this, 111 schools in Pasir Gudang were ordered to close. The impact was huge. Over 5,800 people needed treatment and 951 people were admitted to the hospital. They had symptoms like dizziness, vomiting, and breathing problems. This incident also caused panic and trauma in the community. The root of this disaster was crude negligence and greed. The director of a tire processing factory, Peter Resource, were responsible. They hired a driver to dump 2.43 tons of waste into the river just to save on disposal costs. This act was a clear crime. They violated Section 34B of the Environmental Quality Act 1974, which prohibits the unauthorized dumping of solid waste. Finally, we have the proposed solution to prevent this from happening again. The first one is stricter enforcement. Do mass increase and announce audit on factories. This means the authority should do spot check without warning. This is important so that factory cannot hide their illegal waste or prepare beforehand. Second, regarding the chemical involved, we need to install real-time gas detector for VOCs in high-risk area. This acts as early warning system if toxic gas leak again. The alarm will trigger immediately, allowing people to evacuate safely before it spread. The third one is the reaction. We must amend law to impose mandatory prison sentence and higher fine to deter illegal dumping. Currently, fine might be too low for big company. We need mandatory jail time to make sure they are afraid to break the law.
We will now continue to section B, which is wastewater treatment in the palm oil industry. Now we move on to industry overview. For context, the palm oil industry is a cornerstone of Malaysia's economy but is highly water intensive. The waste production generates large volumes of palm oil meal effluent, or we will call as POM. For volume, 2.5 to 3 tons of POM are generated every 1 ton of crude palm oil produced. So the characteristics of POM: appearance, it is thick a brown it's a thick brownish liquid with high organic solids and oil. The temperature, it is usually discharged at around 80 degrees Celsius to 90 degrees Celsius and is harmful to aquatic life. Acidity is it is very acidic with a pH of 4 to 5. The pollution strength for average BOD it is 25,000 milligrams per liter. The DOE limit is 100 milligrams per liter. Note that untreated POM is 250 times more polluting than the legal limit. For treatment method, we will use biological ponding. It is the standard method. So the principle is it uses microorganisms to decompose organic matter. The process flow is from cooling to anaerobic digestion to aerobic polishing. So for treatment stages, there will be three. The first stage is cooling. It first reduces temperature from 80 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. This allows bacteria to survive. For stage 2 is anaerobic digestion, which is the core. Methanogens digest pollutants without oxygen. It removes up to 95% of the BOD load. It produces biogas such as methane or CO2 for energy. So for the final stage of the treatment is aerobic treatment. It uses mechanical surface aerators to introduce oxygen. Bacteria break down the remaining solids and remove odors. In conclusion, the final effluent meets the DOE standards where a BOD is less than 100 milligrams per liter and is safe for river discharge. Thank you.